Hey, babe,
Hmm?
what advice would you give beginners if you had to do real estate all over again?
What advice would I give beginners? I think the biggest piece of advice I would give is to get over your ego, because with a lot of people that start in real estate or want to buy their first property, they want to get the biggest property they can find. You know, they're like, yeah, you got a family. It's you, your wife, or you and your husband, and a kid or two, but you don't need 5 bedrooms for your first house. You don't need the biggest house in the neighborhood, and you don't need the biggest piece of land in your city. What I would tell them to do is consider house hacking. And if you don't know what house hacking is when you got to get a little uncomfortable with your situation. So you buy a property, which you can buy up to 4 units. But for a new person, I would recommend buying a single family home if you are single. If you have a family, maybe buy a duplex. But I'm going to speak as a new beginner investor slash homeowner who's single, no family. You buy a single family home, and especially for your military members, this is a great hack. And you rent your rooms out to individuals. So let's back it up a little bit. I'm Joe Sailor, brand new sailor, joining the Navy. I have an income, so I can prove I have an income now. I will go buy a single family home with 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and I know I have a bunch of buddies at my command that I like to hang around with, which I'm gonna probably party with, whatever. And I'm gonna rent out the 2 extra bedrooms to two of my buddies. So let's say I bought a house for $250,000. My mortgage is gonna be like $1,200 a month, something like that. I'm gonna rent out the 2 additional rooms that I'm not using to two of my buddies for maybe $500 a month. So out of that $1,200 that I have to pay my mortgage, I'm getting $1,000 back from people I already hang around with all the time. I'm gonna be on a cruise with, so I know they're gonna be with me. They're not gonna tear up my house, but they're still gonna rent the room to keep their stuff in like storage. And I'm only gonna have to pay $200 out of my own pocket for this mortgage. And so all that extra money that I'm saving, I could put towards building a nest egg or potentially buying another property. So as a brand new investor or a brand new homeowner, that's how I would start. I would start with house hacking in a nutshell.